Hey folks, Rob Daniels here from the movie, TV, and video games soundtrack program that can be heard every Saturday morning, 12 to 2 a.m. on 98.5 CKWR. You can also find me on my website, visionsinsound.ca. Well, here we are, week 20, and we got a good one for you this time. I was thinking, well, what am I going to do to try and follow up Ravenous from last week? And I just said, I ain't even going to try. I'm just going to go with an interesting soundtrack that again, it's one of those things where you got to get out and you got to listen to it. So I'm talking about the 1988 film Pumpkinhead. And yes, what is Halloween Horror Month without pumpkins? Am I wrong? In any case, this is a revenge film, essentially. And what happens, the film stars Lance Henriksen and other people you've probably seen but wouldn't know the name of off the top of your head, but that's that. It's Stan Winston's I believe it's his directorial debut. And so this one's pretty cool. Like I said, it's a revenge film. Lance Henriksen's son gets killed by teenagers riding on motorcycles when they shouldn't have been, or where they shouldn't have been, and he goes to an old crone, more than likely a witch, and has her summon Pumpkinhead. Now, this is apparently from a flashback in 1957, at the early part of the film. You see that Lance Henriksen's character has seen Pumpkinhead and now wants him to do the revenge killing for him. Well, once you unleash Pumpkinhead, yeah, it's pretty much there's no stopping him until the work is done, we'll say. Now, there's an interesting way that they figured out how to stop him, but I'll leave you to see the film. It is, at last check, on Canadian Amazon Prime, so check it out. It's a very interesting film. But also, I have to talk about the score by Richard Stone. Richard Stone, generally known as an animated composer of animated series. I think he did some of Freakazoid and some Animaniacs, I'm pretty sure. In any case, I'll check into that. But yeah, Richard Stone gives us a very interesting score. I think it's far too short for what it is. I think there's only like 30 minutes on a CD, but still, what is there is really good. Have a listen. Yeah, I know it has that homey feeling to it, but there you go. And now, let's get into a little bit more of the creepier parts of the score. Here you go. So yeah, there you go with some music from Pumpkinhead. Richard Stone, like I said, fantastic score, released on Note for Note Music, so check it out there. Actually, I believe it was limited, so you may have trouble finding it, but if you do find it out in the wild, I highly recommend picking it up. Now, Pumpkinhead was part of a franchise. It's kind of the reason why I mentioned this, is that there are actually 4 films, well, including the first film, and they all were released from 1988 to 2007. There was also a video game that was put out as well. Video game not so well received, but did have some very interesting aspects to it. So yeah. So what I'll say is simply this. Like, share, and subscribe, as I say every time when I do these videos. And get out there and listen to very interesting music. But if you're interested in any of the film, television, or video game music that I do play on my show, you can tune in every week on Saturday mornings, 12 to 2 a.m. on 98.5 CKWR. You can also find me on my website, visionsinsound.ca. I'm on the Twitter at VisionsSound. You can also try me on Good Pods, a downloadable app for your phone or other type devices, and I can be found on many of the other podcatchers out there as well. So yeah, we're heading into more of the spooky season, and I've got a couple of more pretty cool scores coming up in the next little while to kind of satiate that Halloween urge. So like I said, have yourself a good day. Like I said, I always say this, like, share, and subscribe. Get out there and listen to interesting and unusual scores. Not just your regular soundtracks, but listen to something really cool. So yeah, have yourself a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.